Hey, I'm Dr. Alain Desaulniers, co-owner with Dr. Chris Chatsoglu and Family Chiropractors here at Revolution Health. And today's topic is this: find what you would die for and then begin to live for it. All right, let's get into it. So I'm going to show you guys a quick little video clip that my daughter took the other day. She actually wanted to take this little video of us doing something together. And it came about from a call, I guess a meeting, or I guess an online, I don't know what you call them nowadays. Like a Zoom meeting with part of a men's group that I'm part of. And we were talking about goals and setting goals and what happens when one area of our lives can become like great, but then at this, another part kind of suffers. So we meet goals in one area, but not necessarily in another. And I challenged one of the guys in our group, Haresh, and he was talking about he had met some great financial goals, some great business goals that he had set, but it came at the cost of his health. It came at the cost of fitness. And so he's like, I just don't know how to get going because I feel like I'm so far back and like it just seems so insurmountable. And how many times have you, and I definitely have thought that, like, you get one thing, but then all of a sudden you're like, oh my gosh, like I let this go over here, and it just seems so insurmountable to try to get back to where you were before, get to where you want to be. And so one of the things I challenged Haresh with, and I'll challenge this with you, and I did it with myself, was I said, okay, Haresh, can you do 10,000 push-ups right now? And he said, no. I said, yeah, I can't do that. I said, could you do 100 push-ups right now? And he said, no. I said, could you do 10 push-ups right now? And he's like, yeah, probably. I said, all right, let's say, could you do 10 push-ups right now? And then in another hour, like just do 10 more? He said, yeah, probably. I said, do you think you could do 10 push-ups now and like every hour, let's say like, can you do that 10 times? So like every hour, hour and a half of when you're awake today, just do 10 push-ups, just 10 push-ups. He said, yeah, I can do that. I said, all right, so let's say if you did that, and then it became a challenge for our group, and this is actually what we're doing now, is 10 push-ups every hour for 10 hours during the day. So it's 100 push-ups a day for 100 days. Now, that adds up to 10,000 push-ups. Now, that doesn't seem like a huge, or that seems like a huge deal. But then when you back it up to like, well, right now, I only had to do 10 push-ups. And that's it. Well, that doesn't seem like such a big deal. So we are now on day 10 of 100 push-ups a day. And I'll tell you, the first couple days were like really hard, but now it just became like, well, this is kind of what I'm doing. One interesting thing, a side note that came from that, and really the biggest learning for me, and something that I will cherish, it was just a big lesson for me, was what happened a couple days ago with my daughter. So she took this little video, and I want to show you guys this little video here. All right, 10.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Good job. So when I've been getting up and doing push-ups, because my timer will go off. I've got a timer that's set for every hour to go off from 5 a.m. till 2 p.m. That's 10 hours. And I do my push-ups. So if I see the thing, if I'm free in that moment, then I'll get down and do 10 push-ups. Or if my kids are around, I'll say, hey, Ev, guess what time it is? And she's like, time for push-ups. And I say, yeah, so she'll come and do them sometimes. And that time she wanted to do them with me, and she wanted to film them because she wanted to show her mama that we were doing push-ups together. And I just thought it was amazing. And one of the things that got me is I have not been the most consistent with a lot of things. And I don't know about you, but I'll have you consider that when we really become consistent in the things that we want and the things that we do, that's really when the magic happens. That we don't necessarily rise to the level of the hopes and dreams that we have in our life, but we always fall back. We always revert back to the level of our habits, the level of our daily actions. And to see my daughter see that in me was really great. She just saw me, oh, Papa does push-ups. He just does push-ups all the time. And that's it. And one of the things that got me thinking about it, I know that by doing this, I'm a better dad because of it. I have more energy, have more strength, more dexterity. My energy levels are better throughout the day. And that is fantastic. And that really came to play this weekend as we were trying to move my other daughter, my younger daughter, out into her own bed. She's been co-sleeping for a couple of years, and now we're moving into her own bed. So there's a couple nights of kind of sleeplessness for me, trying to get her down and making sure she was okay, making sure my wife was okay. And it came to me that a lot of the stuff that I'm doing for myself, for my own health, really benefits my kids as well. And that's some of the times, that's why I do it, is because I want to be a great dad for them. I vowed a long time ago that I will not be the dad that says, no, I don't have the energy. I will not be the dad that says, no, I don't have the time. We will find the time. I will find the energy for my kids. And I read something the other day that I found really interesting. That's why I'm bringing it up with you guys right now. They said that most parents say that they would die for their kids, but very few of them would actually live a healthy lifestyle for them. And that hit me like a ton of bricks. You know, I think about my kids, and if you have your kids, or if not your kids, you have something that you are passionate about. If you're watching this right now, I know there's something that you care deeply about. It might be a pipe dream that you think is right now, but really it's something that is on your heart that you just, I want that. I'm going to do that. I'm going to be there. I'm going to have this, whatever it is. And you're willing to die for it. And like my kids, I would be willing to die for my kids. I will trade my life for theirs any day of the week, any moment. I would do anything for them. And so many parents would say that they would die for their kids. Yet, we see day in and day out, we know that the top leading cause of death in our country today is heart disease. Almost 50% of people, about 50% of people die of heart disease every year. Heart disease, we know, is a largely preventable disease. And so we look down the list of all of these things, the major killers in our country are really not because of what many people think of, like what causes poor health, and that's bad genes, bad germs, bad luck. But it's really our habits, the things that we do every day. So if we want to change our lives, if we want to change our health, it really necessitates that we stop just thinking about doing those things and actually doing the hard things. And it might seem hard to exercise. It might seem hard to get here for your adjustments every week or every couple of weeks. It might seem hard to eat really well. And sometimes it is. I get it. I totally get it. I'm in the thick of it. I'm in the chaos with a business and a relationship, like my marriage and my kids and the world that we live in today. It is complete chaos sometimes. But then I think about my daughters. I think, man, like I would just do whatever for them. And so what about if that also meant that I live for them? Like live a healthy lifestyle. That have you consider that your kids don't need you to die for them, but they do need you to live. Not only for them, but for yourself. Because I know at some point in our lives, at some point in your life, at some point in my life, there was a dream, there was a vision, there was a purpose. There was a calling, there was a desire. And if you want to live an uncommon life, then you need to do some uncommon things. And if you say that you would die for your kids, then it's better to just start living for them. So often we get people that come into the office after they've been through years of pain, years of dysfunction, years of disability. And what we need to do first, and where I guess one of our, the process that is so powerful when people step into the office here, is we go through an assessment, our first step of our results process, which is called assess. We take a deep dive into where you are right now. Like, what do I need to do? And then we start to build the building blocks, build the steps to get you from where you are now to where you want to go. Where actually you're not just dying for the life that you have, but you're actually living and you're thriving through it. So one small thing that I started incorporating really has, in 10 days, has transformed so much of my thinking, so much of my actions. And I think about every time that I've done push-ups over the last, well, especially today, I think about my daughters every time I do them. And I would want to be more conscious. And I'll have you consider that just by being more conscious of your thoughts and by really attaching what it is that you're doing to the thing that you absolutely love most, that can transform things. It makes it a lot easier to go down and do some push-ups. It makes it a lot easier to get here for your adjustment. It makes it a lot easier to buy the healthy foods, to make the healthy foods. It makes it a lot easier to turn off Netflix and just go to bed early. It makes it a lot easier when you attach the thing that you love the most, the thing that you would die for, and then choose to live for it. So where is it for you? Where across your foundational four, the fitness, fuel, focus, and frame, what domain of health can you start to take daily habits, small little things, 10 little push-ups every so often, that you can transform something that you're willing to die for to something that you are living for. So until next time, I'm Dr. Alain Desaulniers here at Revolution Health. Be awesome today.